For the last 4 months, I have been riding this scooter, and now that I have reached 500 miles, I want to share with you my experience with this one. I have been able to measure their performance and know which aspects I like and which I don't like so much, or which aspects I definitely hate. This is the GSPACE Mars GTR. Let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to give you a totally honest review of the GSPACE Mars GTR after having tested this scooter every day for the last 4 months. This scooter has specifications that make it a beast among the other scooters on the market, but the real question is it really a beast? Let's go into the details I discovered after 500 miles on the GSPACE Mars GTR. And for this, we'll talk about key points like suspension, battery, speed, and other things. The GSPACE Mars GTR has an independent dual-fork front suspension that they call double wishbone and a rear suspension called multi-link. This suspension is inspired by the telelever style system that we can see on some motorcycles. It also has 135mm, 650-pound adjustable hydraulic shock absorbers at the front and rear. To be honest, I have noticed that this suspension is a bit stiff. I usually ride on the road, I do very little off-road, but when I have done it, I feel the bumps very much. Works well on the road, and I think it contributes to the stability of the scooter. So far, I have not had any wobble going at high speeds. In that sense, the scooter is very solid. But definitely, if you want to do a lot of off-road, I think you will need to swap the shock absorbers for different ones. Currently, in the GSPACE store, they sell shock absorbers of 350 and 450. So the stability of the scooter is incredible, but its suspension is something I don't like about this scooter. This can be improved, but I would like it to have better stock shock absorbers. The GSPACE Mars GTR has a battery composed of automotive-grade Samsung 21700 lithium-ion cells. This is a high-capacity battery of 72 volts and 45 amp-hours, giving a maximum capacity of 3,240 watt-hours. According to the manufacturer, the battery can provide us with more than 1,000 useful charge cycles. GSPACE says the GTR has a maximum range of 108 miles, but in my real tests, I have been able to get 55 miles of real range. It is important to mention that I did this test in Gear 5. I weigh 188 pounds and am 5.8 feet tall, plus the extra weight for the accessories I have on my scooter. To be honest, guys, the GTR range exceeded my expectations. The GSPACE Mars GTR has a dual engine system with a combined rated power of 4,000 watts and 2 controllers of 65 amps each. This gives us a peak power of 10,920 watts, almost 11,000 watts of maximum power. GSPACE announces a top speed of 68 MPH. This maximum speed is enough for me, although I have not yet tested the maximum speed this scooter can reach. I ride my scooter daily at 50 MPH on average. At this speed, I can keep up the flow of traffic without problems. I ride my scooter to go to work every day, and the truth still surprises me how fast I arrive. In terms of acceleration, the GTR is incredible, with an official acceleration time of 3.14 seconds to reach a speed of 0 to 31 mph. This is crazy. When I am stopped at the traffic light and the light turns green, I can overtake other drivers without any problems. If the suspension is what I like the least about this scooter, I can say that what I like the most is the acceleration of the GSPACE Mars GTR. The GSPACE Mars GTR has a very good braking system, features nut-to 2-piston hydraulic brakes, 160mm rotor brake discs, and 2.3mm thick rotor brake discs. 160mm rotors improve braking performance and better heat distribution, plus adjustable regenerative braking. At 15 mph, the GTR brakes in just 2.96 meters. To date, I have not bled my brakes and have over 500 miles driving this scooter, but the brakes are still doing their job. Another thing that seems to me that they should improve is their lighting system. This is probably just my opinion since I drive a lot at night due to my work. Trying to do so is not difficult, but it takes time. I improved my lighting system by adding LED lights, eagle eyes, and an RGB strip under the deck. Probably for some people this is not a problem, but I think it is important that when we ride at night we can be seen by other drivers. This is the visibility I have with stock lights, and it seems to me that it is not enough. And this is the visibility I now have after improving my lighting system. With this lighting, it is now much more comfortable and safe for me to ride at night. But not everything is bad. I love the turn signal on this scooter. They are very bright and clearly visible from a long distance. I think placing the turn signal on the handlebars is the best option because other drivers can see when you are going to make a turn. This is something I definitely wouldn't change on my scooter, and I think it's the best thing about the GTR's lighting system. Something else that I think is important and that I appreciate being able to do on this scooter is that we can change the tires for 12-inch ones without making modifications. The GSPACE GTR comes with 11-inch puncture-resistant hybrid tires, but you can easily swap them to 12-inch tires. You can choose between road tires and off-road tires. Larger tires are better to avoid potholes on the road. They make riding scooter more comfortable and smoother, and I haven't noticed any changes in speed and acceleration. The 3.5-inch color TFT display is bright enough to be viewed without issues even on sunny days, but I don't like that the battery percentage is only displayed at 20% ranges. Another thing I like about the GSPACE GTR is its thumb throttle. Honestly, I was used to using the trigger throttle. I even ordered that one. But when I started riding with the thumb throttle, I was surprised at how comfortable it is. It has no dead zone, and its design allows you to keep your grip on the handlebar. I also think placing the NFC reader separate from the screen is a smart decision, because that way you avoid scratching your screen when making contact with the NFC card. As you can see, my screen has no scratches, and I have had this scooter for 4 months. The GSPACE GTR has a very solid construction. It feels comfortable to ride on the road, you don't wobble at high speeds, and you feel you're always in control of the scooter. The deck is very spacious, and the rear footrest is very useful for maintaining balance when braking or accelerating sharply and needing to shift your weight quickly. The kickstand looks quite solid and robust. I haven't noticed any wobbles on the stem, either loose pieces or loose screws. The distance from the deck to the handlebars and the size of the handlebars seem to me to be perfect. This scooter can support up to 440, and to me the build quality and safety of the GSPACE Mars GTR is pretty good, and you feel like you're riding a tank. The GSPACE Mars GTR is an innovative scooter that works well in almost every aspect, with a very solid and safe construction, has a very powerful and stable ride. During these 4 months that I have used it to move almost anywhere within my city, I have not had any major problems with this scooter. It's true that it's not a perfect scooter and has some aspects to improve, but its overall performance places it among the best scooters on the market. For me, it might be almost perfect if it improves its shock absorbers and lighting system. I think those are the 2 points I like the least about this. It's just my opinion. But the maximum speed it can reach is enough for me. 55 MPH is the limit of my speed on the road, but I know I can go even faster if I need to. The acceleration of this scooter is crazy. I often drop other drivers behind without problems. The range of the GSPACE Mars GTR is all I need. I can ride all week on only one full charge. And in addition to all this, it has a very solid construction, quite robust and safe without wobbles at high speeds, which makes me feel very safe riding it. One point that I also think is very important is the customer service that GSPACE has. They always answer your emails or messages. They are always willing to help and provide solutions. This for me is fantastic because problems can always arise on our scooters, and always having the necessary attention to solve them makes the difference. In conclusion, for me, GSPACE has done a very good job with the Mars GTR, and after my first 500 miles, I am quite happy with this scooter. This scooter performs very well, and I can say that its best features are its speed, range, acceleration, and stability. With that, we reach the end of this video. Thank you for joining me in this review of the GTR after 500 miles. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. All your comments are important and help me continue growing my channel and improving. This was your friend Road Dog. See you next time.